What is going on, guys? Welcome to the stream of CJ18. I see Horse. How's it going? How you guys doing? Hope you guys have been having a good weekend. It's good to see you. Wake, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Sorry, I gotta clean up. Apologies for the mess in the background. There's also a mess, like, here. Of, like, 3D printed parts and Arduinos and everything. And I've got a little project I'm working on. I've been tweeting. I've tweeted a couple things about it. Nothing specific, keeping it secret and all mysterious. But it's like intruded into my streaming space. It did that today after I got back from the store with more like little electronic components for it. There we go. There we go. Doing good, chilling with some pizza. Nice. Always a great companion to the chillin' right there. I'm doing pretty well. I realized I forgot to put this on. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. It's good to see everyone. Hope everyone had a good Saturday. So I took yesterday off. I was working on this little project as well as getting the last bit of a dash cam installed. I had like the main part, but it came with a like rear camera, and because my car is a hatchback, the rear window moves, so it's hard to mount it to that. I had to work with my dad, and we ended up taking apart like some of the rubber like wire runs and stuff and trying to pass stuff through, and that was my afternoon yesterday. 3D printing a new mic, exactly. You nailed it, J-Teen. Nah, but it's a cool thing. I'm planning on making a video related to it once it gets to the point of being like done and working. There might be some streams related to it at some point that I just kind of like announce that they're happening. It'd be a little bit funky, but I kind of need to test it before I make a video saying, like, it worked or something, you know? So we'll have some of that. I'm trying to get this lined up right there. We go. That should be okay. Hey, Wake! We got Wake joining in on the Dynamax here. Awesome. Good to have you. Good to have you. Yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of stuff I'm planning on 3D printing now. I got a printer last week. So that's been running like non-stop. Real life shiny charm that actually affects odds. Yes, exactly. And it's not hacking, I swear. Yo, Ash, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I know I'm not the first person to have done the thing that this is. It's legitimately just straight up inspired by someone else having done it. But they did it like 3 years ago, so I'll claim it as my idea. No, but no, it's something I want to do, and there's a few kind of variations of it I want to try. That'll probably just be like maybe a series even, if the first video is received well and I don't get like flamed for it or something. You know, the internet's never done that, right? The Pokemon community's never just flamed someone for something, right? Yesterday you got Shiny Palkia on the 88th encounter in a Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. That's awesome, Ash. I saw the Palkia. I didn't realize it was 88 encounters. That's awesome, man. Congrats. That's super cool. Alright, electric, poison, probably water for that Tentacruel. That's my thought here. Pog. Super Pog. That's awesome, man. 88 encounters is great. Did you have the Shiny Charm? Or I guess because that Shiny Charm's so much harder to get in ORAS. Because you actually have to have the national decks. It's not just like local decks. I wanna do some more stuff in older games. I really do. Like, not even like necessarily going way back, is I have the urge constantly to go back to like Gen 3 and do stuff, because that'd be so much fun, I think. And like, I think that would be really cool. But I also I have the urge to like just play a bunch of Gen 6. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with that. Alpha Sapphire is the game that got me back into Pokemon, like after probably close to a decade of not playing. So like, there's a little bit of like sentimental value and nostalgia there, but like, I think I really just want to, but like, it's like, I don't know, I think just like DexNav and just in general like X and Y as games, and having like, I think really what it is for me is that there's a set of 4 games that have the entire national decks in them, and I really want to get involved with that. I think that's what's really got it going for me here, or what I'm really interested in with it. Like, I don't know, every once in a while I just get like this urge to play those, but I really have an urge to play a whole bunch of stuff. I'm thinking I'm gonna make a poll on like the community tab on YouTube here after the stream at some point. Just because that way, like, everyone, even the people who aren't in Discord, which if you're not in Discord, join the Discord, where everyone can kind of see it. That'd be interested in like continuing to watch stuff, and just see what like other kind of hunts people want to see. Because there are 2 more Hoenn starters to hunt in Gen 3. There's 2 more Kanto starters to hunt in Gen 3. There's so many different things for me to like play. I've got Whismer outstanding as a hunt. Like I've got Whismer outstanding. People can probably call me out on what else is outstanding. I know Ralts is outstanding. Like all these different hunts are still like just out there. And like I want to go back to those, and I want to do new ones, and I want to do all the methods I haven't done on stream before, haven't done in a while. Like a big one is just doing more SOS hunting. That's something that is always on my radar constantly. I love SOS hunting. It's like the method that got me into shiny hunting. Of course I want to do it. So I want to do more of those. If you have suggestions for like methods to hunt with, post them in chat. I'm gonna make a post on the community tab. It's not gonna be a poll. I think I said poll. But it won't be a poll just because then I have to like put in that many options, and there's only like 5 options you're allowed to add or something. Like there's a maximum to it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make a post and ask. So feel free to post here too, because like there's horde hunting, there's DexNav, there's Poker Radar, and 2 different gens of games. There's so much for us to do. There's so many different things for us to do. I haven't ever done a Gen 5 hunt. I've never successfully done a Gen 6 hunt. So yeah, like, there's so many things to do. I've never successfully done a Gen 4 hunt. The only gens I've had successful hunts in are 3, 7, and 8. Which is weird, considering how many hours I've put into shiny hunting. Like, in general. But that's the truth. There's so much to hunt in that Mountain of a Challenge really appeals to you. Yeah, exactly. What you did is you complete the national decks, store all the Pokemon in Pokemon Bank, delete your save data, play through the story, put your Pokemon from Bank back into Oras, talk with the Professor, then get Charm. Gotcha. Yeah, because you have to get Palkia. You have to get Palkia in it. So either you got to bring it up from an old game, or get Palkia, which I'm pretty sure was version exclusive. Yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff you got to do for that. And I remember thinking through, how the heck do I do this? A while back, when I was originally thinking about doing that. This was before streaming even, I think. I think one of my ideas initially before I started streaming that I wanted to do with a stream was have like some kind of separate site that I would basically just store all the Pokemon that I've caught and all the methods I've caught them in like a database that anyone could see. And just like the community votes on what the next hunt will be, and whatever like has the highest percentage. I'm good without it, yeah. We can take this one. And like whatever Pokemon had the highest percentage and like hunting style, that's what we would do next. Right? Like basically if I had already done it in that method, it wouldn't be an option to come back up. I'm good without that. Makes sense for William to swap actually, yeah. There's so much to hunt that Mountain of a Challenge really appeals to. Yeah, like that's I think that's the thing for me too with that wake, right? Like, let's go through flying. I don't think. Okay, we'll go water. That works too. I was thinking of getting the item, but Tentacruel going to an AI wouldn't be a bad choice either. But yeah, that Mountain of a Challenge, like you said, is yeah, like there's so much to it. It's like. It's the last game that has like a full true national dex in it. So therefore it's the biggest dex to complete. It's the biggest completion hurdle in Pokemon in terms of like scale. you know? So yeah, I want to do that. I really want to do that at some point. Yo, Juan, welcome to the stream. So you're trying to compete for a record on Sonic Riders for a world record, and your best is Metal City. 35.55 to 28 point question. Well, I hope you get a record on there, Juan. That'd be really cool, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope your dad had a good birthday. This is gonna be. This doesn't seem that great, actually. Not gonna lie. That's concerning. We're not doing bad damage to it. There we go. That's some good damage. Seeing those sparkles after waiting so long is one of the best feelings. Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember my first shiny hunt was Ditto. It was an SOS Ditto. And I was doing the hunt at night, and so like the time in the game had turned to night, and the shading was, you know, a little bit darker, a little bit bluer on everything. And I remember sitting there so concerned that like I was gonna miss the shiny. Like I was like, oh, it's gonna look the same. I don't know how different a shiny actually looks. Like I had never seen one, so I was like, oh man, like what's this gonna look like? And when it showed up and it sparkled and there was the star that came out in front of it. Like, I immediately recognized, I was like, oh, okay, it is different. Like, I do see this. This is, like, a noticeable difference. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I think I was just like, man, it's going on for so long, because it's shiny hunting. I was like, man, this is going on for so long, like... Yeah, have I missed it? Is it, like, weirdly still, like, pinkish, you know? Like, what does it really look like? And, then the sparkle showed up, and that was the most amazing thing. I was like... It sparkles. Like I'd never actually seen that before. Like I hadn't seen that before I tried shiny hunting. So like I had no clue it was gonna sparkle or anything. That was like the best thing to learn about shinies. Yeah, Lightshade, what's going on? Can you join the Dynamax venture? Absolutely. We're on FINI now, so feel free, join up. Hope you've been having a good day. He had a fun birthday, but funnily enough, 14-year-old, you set the 35.55 record, and your best it is 39.10. Wondering how you did that. I don't know, it's a mystery, man. 14-year-old you just had those elite gamer skills. Alright, let's max lightning. What's the code? Good point. Good point. Usually I have it pinned in chat. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot to pin it. So, it should be pinned now. TAPU FINI go bye-bye. I hope so. I hope it goes bye-bye very quickly. Because, yeah, then you'll be able to join up in the next one, Lightshade, for sure. Yeah, of course, Lightshade, of course. Always happy to have more people in on the raids. My hope is that eventually we can have every single raid we do have a full party, because that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. The more people hunting, the more fun it is, and the more chances for people to get shinies. And just in general, having all people and not a whole bunch of AI shenanigans is generally a good thing. Sonic Riders was your childhood game. You haven't played it in 6 years. Ah, getting a little rusty, man. Getting a little rusty. Yeah, Poison Jab's good there. Yeah, Tentacruel's a great one to have against FINI. It walls a lot of the water moves, and then it can deal some poison damage. It's still not Bulu. Like, FINI's still not Bulu. Like, you're not gonna do... There's no 4x damage to be dealt, unlike Bulu, where you can just lay down poison and call it a day. Ooh, nostalgia. Nostalgia's crazy powerful. I don't know why. This happened to me today. Like, I had to go to the grocery store today, just like, you know, running low on food, all that kind of stuff. The normal reasons to go to a grocery store. And like I walk outside and it's like it's that first day of like the first like week of spring, you know, that's then gonna become winter again, you know, that whole fun deal that it is. Of like, you know, it's like winter weather, it's freezing. Suddenly it's like 75 degrees outside, and then like next week it's gonna be freezing again. You know, that whole like spring and winter, the winter to spring transition where it becomes spring and then it's winter again for like a few weeks. But you know, so it was really nice out this morning. Like it was in like the mid to high like 60s when I went to go to the store and stuff, and like in my parking deck it was a little bit cooler. I don't know. I walked outside and got like this wave of nostalgia, which I don't know why that would have happened. You know, it's like this parking deck I've only been in for 2 years, but it was like weirdly felt like a morning back in like high school or early college, but mostly like high school. I think where, you know, I'd like going to school on the weekends to work on robotics stuff and everything, and like waking up a bit early to go out and get things, and so like. This weird nostalgia was happening, like, all the way to the store, and then when I left the store, it happened too, but when I left the store, there was someone blasting, like, 10-year-old Skrillex songs in their car, and I don't know, that just really hammered home the nostalgia of the morning for me. It's like, I haven't heard this in forever. Like, I haven't heard this since high school. Hey, Mel, welcome to the stream. Ah, yes, Mother Nature. The trickster. FINI down and out. That's like here in Colorado, just almost every day. Fingernail ripped off yesterday. Ooh, that sounds painful. I'm sorry to hear that, Lightshade. Alright, no FINI. No shinies from that one. So let's go on through this. Plot twist, I time traveled. It was actually 2011. Yeah. Back to freshman year of high school there. Feels nostalgic outside. Okay, yeah, like I don't know what it is. So yeah, it's just today it's just one of those days. It's just one of those days, I guess. I don't know. Every once in a while, I feel like spring, like, when it goes from summer to fall, and when it goes from winter to spring, I feel like more of those days happen. Or, like, you at least, that feeling kind of pops up every once in a while, you know? Alright, let's get this raid going, guys. Gonna go for FINI again. Alright, feel free to join up, guys. Feel free. Like I always say, the more the merrier. The more we have in here, the more people who could potentially get some shinies. The shiny vibes are good today. You can feel it. Alright, good shiny vibes are always appreciated. You know. We need to get this Regigigas. We need to get TAPU FINI. If we get TAPU FINI, we're halfway through the TAPUs. And if we get Regigigas, we just have two more legends in Sinnoh, and then we'll be on to Unova. Granted, I think we might after we get the Sinnoh legends, I think that might be the point where we kind of like start looking around at some other hunts and stuff. SOS, some Dexnav maybe. You know, I think it would be a lot of fun to do some of those other hunts. So. Alright, we got 3. Is there anyone in chat who wants to join up? Because we got one more spot, guys. One more spot. You're in. Awesome. Glad to have you in here, Lightshade. Love seeing spring. Bring back the mosquitoes. Ugh. No thanks on that. No thanks on the mosquitoes. Alright, I'll give it another minute, and then we'll start. I don't see really anyone else in here who would be joining up on the raids that I know of. If you do want to join up, again, feel free, absolutely, just let me know you're joining up and I won't start it. But I also feel like in those last 30 seconds, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like we may as well just go ahead and get it started, try to get another encounter in. We vibing on the FINI train, absolutely. The FINI train is going to be so hyped today. I can feel it. I can feel it. Even if it's not FINI that's shiny, at least one of the stops along the way will be. Alright. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and ready up and get us going here. Maybe you should SOS hunt the Sinnoh Pokemon to celebrate the remakes. That's actually a really good idea, Juan. I really like that. Octillery might be a keep. Just depending on what else we get. Because I don't know. There's really not anything good here. I feel like most of us are going to end up swapping out. I think Octillery was the safest pick to have. It was the safest one of those to carry through if we need to. You got a shiny Gengar. That gave it, then gave it some big boy soup. Nice. Yeah, one. I actually really like that idea. Okay, we're gonna go grass. And then we can get the poison somehow from there. Or we can do another grass, actually. We can't really tell. It's Cherubi versus, it looks like Vileplume, so we'll probably just go grass, rock, poison. I think since if we go through rock, we'll be able to get the items. Yo, Peter, what's going on? What do you think about the remakes? Could rant all day about it, so it's better not to flood the chat with negativity. I think I know kind of where you're coming from there. I know a lot of people were like, what? They're not like... I think a lot of people were expecting remakes in the vein that like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Astro remakes. I'm excited for them. I'm excited. It's really going to be like the one way that I think we bring... Hold on. Sorry, just thinking through... You know, I think they did a smart move with them. I'm excited to see them. I'm hopeful for them. I know. I think one of the biggest things was the lighting. The lighting looked really funky to me. Like the lighting can make or break the look of a game. I think, and I think the lighting kind of broke the remakes in the trailer at least. But I'm excited for them. They're like true faithful remakes. It looks like they're very one-to-one, which I think bodes well for them. Actually, I know like a lot of people probably wanted like Sinnoh redone and like the new engine, and that's kind of what Legends is. Where at the same time, like they had to make more games to try to please this like super broad audience of I want Gen 8 Sinnoh, and don't you dare touch my baby. I just want Sinnoh but in 3D. And like you have these two groups, and I think it was kind of the smart move to do what they did. In general, it seems kind of like Pokemon's shifting direction a little bit, and I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense because the formula that has worked on their mobile platforms for so long isn't going to work as well on the Switch. The Switch is a home console. At the end of the day, it's a fully different platform to be on, even if the Switch is mobile or portable. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for them. My like needle of hype is definitely going back and forth a little bit, kind of wavering, and it's gonna take seeing more information to solidify how I feel on it. We've got what, like 9 months until the Sinnoh remakes come out, and then we've got like a year until Legends comes out. In terms of game development time, that's not incredibly long, but from a few of the bugs that we saw in those demos, I think things could be okay. Or like some of the like issues that people I think took away from it in terms of the looks and stuff, I think could be remedied. I think you're more hyped for Legends somehow. I wasn't expecting that from yourself. Because that's kind of the thing that I was thinking, was like I didn't particularly care for. I'm good without this. Someone else can take Lurantis. It'll be a good pick. Yeah, Wake. I think you should take Lurantis since you can get the Grass typing and get Leaf Storm. And then just hold on to Leaf Storm. Yeah, alright, cool. Yeah, because I think... Because I tried to not get myself hyped up. Because we didn't actually know it was going to come out of Friday. We didn't know anything before Friday what was going to come out of it. But what had started to build up in my head... Because, like, the thing is, I like Sinnoh. I wasn't one, like, we need the remakes now or anything. I was just kind of like, if we get them, that'd be cool, but... They'd really have to overhaul this engine to make them work in the way that we all kind of expected them to be remade. So, you know, like in the sense of like, all the remakes in the past have been in the same engine. Basically take the region, port it into the engine, and then like just make the improvements to the engine with the hindsight of having already released a game in that engine, you know, in that gen. And my thought was kind of going to be that Sinnoh would be redone as Sinnoh, but just kind of have like a free camera, you know, like kind of like Crown Tundra, right? Where like the routes exist and there's a clear path through them, but like your camera moves around, you can kind of look up and see scenery and stuff. I was kind of expecting that, or I was kind of ended up kind of hoping that we would see Sinnoh redone in that way. I would have loved to see it that way. We kind of got that with Legends. I think we really got that more so with Legends than we got it with the remakes. And I think it works much better that way in my mind. I think like the weird hybrid open world that we got with the wild area existing in Sword and Shield, and then like routes outside of that, is kind of like they're trying to make you make your own exploration in order to excuse them not having a lot of exploration on the routes, and that just doesn't really work. So I'm glad to see like true one-to-one and then Legends, and I'm really excited to see what Legends is because it's such a different concept, and I want it to be good. And if it's good, I want there to be more of it. It seems like they're kind of setting it up to be more of them, so I'm really excited for those. Lego minifigure character models. That's the one thing, and honestly, it really only looks weird to me when it's not in the like overhead view. Like as long as they don't bring the camera down for cutscenes, I don't think it'll actually be a problem. I just think it did look really dumb when they had like little overworld Dawn just standing there and like arms and legs splayed way out and stuff. And like the massive chibi head. It's like, it works from above because we all know what it's supposed to be like mimicking. But yeah, down low it didn't really work. So I hope they don't like try to make cutscenes like come in like that or anything, you know? If you were Cyrus, yeah, you'd want to create a new world, one with better character models. Basically getting Pokemon Link's Awakening, and then like a few months later we're getting Pokemon Breath of the Wild. I honestly think they went, our game's flopped. What did Zelda do? And they went with that. And like, it could work. I don't know if I really want it to be the same as Zelda. I'm not a Zelda fan. Not like I hate Zelda. Zelda never hooked me. So I hope that Pokemon doesn't end up going too much down the route of that. Like Pokemon is the one RPG that has actually hooked me. If I'm being honest. So like, this idea of mimicking other RPGs would concern me, because it's like, oh, well, that takes away the part that I like. Whatever it is I like, that like I can't like put my finger on, you know? Bringing the straight facts. Time more hypes for Legend because it feels like you can actually hunt Pokemon. It'll be interesting. I'm hoping if they do shiny hunting in Legends, they change it a little bit. If that makes sense. And like they gotta really think about it, because the past two games that have had overworld encounters, I have not enjoyed the shiny hunting in very much. So I think they would need a much better method for the hunting. Yeah, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know how they would pull it off, but I feel like they kind of need that. Like they need to figure out chaining with overworlds. I think that's my biggest concern about open world Pokemon with these like overworld encounters. It's just like, as someone who spends most of my time post game chaining stuff, the chaining needs to be enjoyable. The remakes are more like remasters, if you know what I mean. Thought you'd see Sinnoh in a new light. Yeah, I get that. Like the only thing keeping them from being a remaster is the fact that it was a shift from 2D to 3D, and like they did have to build the game from the ground up. You know, it's like, yeah, I get that. It's not like, yeah, it's not a remake in the sense that Oras was a remake of Ruby and Sapphire, where like they truly like added new stuff to the game, they reorganized things, they rebuilt it. It's in this new engine. It's like, it's in a new engine. It's just in an engine specifically built to mimic the old games. Just waiting for the day when Ash is confirmed in a Pokemon game. When will that be, Juan? What would Ash be in a Pokemon game? I think the graphics look terrible. Not the art style, don't mind Chibi, but the actual graphics look poor, or else had higher quality models. I mean, yeah. I think the art style itself isn't a problem. I think a lot of it is lighting, and I think there's the one scene that I totally missed until someone pointed it out on Twitter. And I saw it, of the comparison of the, like, throwing your Pokemon into battle animation from Let's Go and the throwing your Pokemon into battle animation from, like, the Diamond Pearl remakes. And it's like, oh boy, that does need to be fixed. That part for sure needs to be fixed. But I think a lot of it, like, if the art style's okay, a lot of the graphics from there comes down to lighting and that kind of deal, you know? So I think that kind of is the thing, and it gives me Let's Go vibes in terms of its, like, art style of the environments, especially the battle environment, which is totally fine with me. Let's Go is a very pretty set of games, you know. It's just one of those things where I can kind of see it, where it's like, I definitely agree. ORAS had better, like, looking models, you know, because there they were embracing the 3D, where now they're, like, trying to take this 2D design and make it 3D, and that doesn't always work. The world itself looks okay, the characters look weird, because the characters were designed to be recognizable in, like, 2D sprites. It's okay as, looks like a 3D port. It's okay as long as it looks nice. We've played Gen 4 several times. Yeah. I get that, Mel. I get that, yeah, where it's like, I've already played this. Like you wanted that little twist? And, like, that, I think that's a group that wants it, and I think... I really think that, like, the strategy here is, look, here is your pure, faithful remake that you have been screaming for years. Like... Yeah, I'm good without that. Gabe definitely needs to... Yeah, we do not want the Lantern going into this next battle. But, yeah, they're, like... It's just been a thing where it's like, they better not screw these up, they better be exactly like I remember as a kid. And they're like, alright, here's exactly what you remember. You know, that game that you could go and put in your DS now and play. Here it is, exactly that. Like, I think they kind of had that, and then Legends is what they really wanted to imagine Sinnoh as. Because it's been pretty apparent for a while that Game Freak is tired of the traditional Pokemon formula, and they want to do something else. And I think this is letting them do that, right? Like, look, we have another company making the traditional, faithful remake of a Pokemon game. Now, we're gonna go make a new game and experiment and do what we want to do. I respect that. I respect that. And I think the whole thing is, most people are gonna be more excited about Legends because they're not the audience. They're not 100% the audience of these Diamond Pearl remakes. Like, these Diamond and Pearl remakes almost fully exist so that, like, the people are like, oh, well, Pokemon's straying too far from their roots, and be like, look, no, here's a game that is exactly like a game from, 13 years ago. Did you really want that? Like as much as I don't think they're going to be bad games, but I think they're kind of games to stand in this position of, like, is that really what you wanted? Do you really want the franchise to stagnate like that? Yo, T-Tune, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Long time no see. Sinnoh remakes are reality now. About time, right? Yeah, and when I say, like, they exist to tell people, is this what you wanted? I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's... I'm not saying, like, the games are going to be bad because they're, like, a game made out of, like, spite or something. Because that's not the case. Actually, is Acid Spray even worth it? No, Acid Spray's not even worth it. We can just Scald. Yeah, so it's, like, again, I'm not saying, like, they're bad games, and by any stretch, I don't think they're bad games. I don't think they're going to be bad games. Should you prefer Diamond Pearl XY ORAS or ORAS Chibi? Probably ORAS. I'm biased, though. Imagine if Legends had a primal or ancient forms of the starters to show how Pokemon can also change their morphology over time. That would be really interesting. That'd be really interesting. I do really like this kind of idea that, for one, the themed starters is a really cool idea. I mean, you have a literal samurai, you have an archer, and people pointed out that Typhlosion's Japanese name is like wordplay on the Japanese word for shogunate. So like, it all very much fits feudal Japan in the theming there, and I really like that. And I like how they gave an explanation as to why these starters just don't exist anywhere else in the region. You know, like, we're going to be able to find Piplup and Chimchar and Turtwig, I think. And, hey, FINI down and out. There we go. But we're going to be able to find the others, like, the normal Sinnoh starters in the region somewhere. But, like, Rowlet, Samurott, Cyndaquil? Oh, I mean, like, the professor of, like, this one town, you know, went on, like, this, like, journey and brought these rare Pokemon back. And, like, that explains that. I think that really makes sense, and I really think that's cool. Ancient Rulith would be fire. Heck, yes. The graphics work with gameplay, and Sword Shield has good graphics here and there, and had bad graphics everywhere in the Pokemon don't fit the locations. I get that, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like, Sword and Shield had a lot of potential. I think a lot of the textures in certain places would get pointed out. The Pokemon designs are phenomenal. The Pokemon models are great, too. I don't think any of that's an issue. But there is a little bit of, like, you know, you have the tree textures here and there, and just general engine kind of issues, I feel, more than anything. And lighting, again, I think lighting plays a big part in that on Sword and Shield's part, too. I think this is an overall good move on their part, having two different styles for each, just graphics. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a video game, like, the graphics matter. Alright. No, shiny FINI that time. So we'll go for another FINI, guys. Get ready to join in again. I am really trying to catch up. Should you use grassy terrain? I guess it worked. Alright, yeah. Let's get this going again. Sorry for being so behind on chat. I kind of went on a little bit of a ramble there. Your moves are more effective. I mean, yeah. If you feel like it'll help in the battles, absolutely do it. Yeah. Would love if they made different legends games for different legendaries, so each have their own story. I would love that. I really hope that these games end up giving Pokemon a lot more, like, tangible lore. Right? Or just, like, or bringing some of this lore that's just been kind of mentioned here and there into it, like, the fact that Pokeballs originated in Johto as being, like, carved out from apricorns and stuff. And then we have, like, this woody, like, Pokeball that probably was carved from something. Like, that's such a cool, like, thing to loop in. And I really want to see this, like, Pokedex, because we're creating the Sinnoh Pokedex. We're finding these Pokemon. And it's not, like, it's not going to be, like, written down. It's not going to be, like, how the Pokedex is like, oh, go complete your Pokedex. And it's like, I mean, I could already look all this stuff up, right? From, like, the modern era. It's like, you're genuinely going out and discovering these, you know, these Pokemon. You're venturing out and trying to find them and stuff, and I think that'll be really cool. So, like, you're gonna have, like, this Pokedex, so you're actually, like, it's, like, ancient, like, just probably just a journal, and it'll be really cool. I hope. That's kind of my thoughts. Neither one seems like a core series thing, though. They seem like spin-offs. I get that. Like, the super simplistic style of the Sinnoh games doesn't feel very, like, mainline in the same way that, like, Oras or Heart Gold Soul Silver felt like mainline games despite being remakes. Yeah, I get that. And Legends is just straight up Pokemon Legends. So it's like, in its name, a spin-off. It's like a spin-off series. Very mad if they put Dynamax in BDSP and not Megas. If it's a faithful remake, they're not going to have either. I wouldn't think. Seen someone say that it'd be cool for Professor in Legends to be named Professor Root. That would actually be really clever. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. A bit afraid of the new games. Seems very ambitious, if you understand. I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, it's like, in general, it's like, look at kind of the game everyone's comparing it to. Everyone's comparing it to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild took so long that the Switch came out. Or, like, that they changed development to the Switch. You know? So, yeah, it makes... I think it makes sense to be a little bit, like, wary and a little bit concerned as far as, like, can they actually, like, meet the expectations of a game like this? Sorry, I was checking on something. Like, you know, can they actually meet those expectations? For some reason, it's not letting you join the Dynamax. Oh no. I'll quit this one. Gabe, leave as well. I'll restart this. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it happens. Let's see if we can get this going again. And once we get a, if you're able to join Wake, as soon as we get a Gabe and Wake back, I think we'll go. I'm not gonna wait the whole time again, seeing as we almost waited the entire countdown already. Don't want it to be a flop. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's where it's like, that's where my first hope is that it's good, and then my second hope is that they make more, because like I want it to be good. I don't want them to like start this series and it be a flop off the bat and them not do anymore. It's like I want it to be good so we can have them make more, you know? I wish 3D models were as lively as the Gen 5 sprites. Pokemon look lifeless these days, but Game Freak are too understaffed for that. I think they need an expansion because content's lacking these days. I mean, I think it's promising to see them actually be like, hey, let's like, you know, like, hey, let's actually license out or like contract out like a Pokemon RPG, you know? Did it just lock up? Oh, okay, there we go. So, come on now. Alright, well I'm gonna keep Magneton the whole time. Hey! Awesome, yeah, no problem, man, no problem. Like, I always want more people in these things, so yeah. Now we know that me restarting that can actually kind of fix the problem. If Ancient Forms return like Peter said, that'd be sick. Maybe Ancient Arceus. That would be really cool. I just think, in general, it would be so cool to see like old world style Pokemon stuff. I think that'll be just such a neat concept. At this point, if they don't have Dynamax in it, you're okay with it. Yeah. We really don't have much here. We're not going to do well against fire, so let's go normal. And like the one thing I see to grab here is poison. And I wonder kind of how these games will interact with each other, right? Like, because with Let's Go and then Pokemon Home, like integrating with more of the spin-off games, like Let's Go being able to transfer into Home, which transfers into the mainline games, and Go being able to transfer into Home and into Let's Go, like, it's this interesting kind of thing of, like, that on its own already just breaks up this whole traditional, like, concept of the way Pokemon games functioned and interacted with each other. So it's kind of this thing where it's like, we're in a situation where, like, we don't need to have like traditional, like a distinction between like here's a main game and here's a spin-off game. It's like they all interact on some level now. Wonder what the PC box is going to be. Who knows? We might not have one. And that'd be interesting. Like, what do you do with extra Pokemon? I mean, like, do you just have like massive amounts of bag space and like you can be encumbered and you have to like drop your Pokemon off someplace where like they can be trusted to be kept? Are you gonna help build up this town? Like, are some of the Pokemon you bring back gonna be like in the town and stuff? Like, I'm not trying to, do not take any of the things I am saying here as like gonna be useful things. So do not, because that's not how, like, because that's how hype builds up too much. But it's fun to kind of think about what could be, right? Because you can kind of see, like, I think one of the big things is, like, we literally only ever saw this one, like, hub town. And it's like, it sounds like there's not much else in Sinnoh at the moment. So is Sinnoh empty? You know, what's going on here? Like, it'd be interesting to see. Yo, Tiefel, Chespin, welcome to the stream. Can't wait for Legends. I'm excited. I really hope Legends ends up being a good game. If they had Megas into BDSP, then it would be pretty nice. I know people want Megas to come back. Which, again, I think that kind of falls into the same kind of category as, like, seeing, like, people say stuff's bad and then it's good again. It's like, I think Megas, in general, they were pretty well received at first, but, like, they weren't 100% liked. And now it seems like most of the community is like, give us, like, everyone wants Megas back. Because, like, oh, We're getting other things instead, and it's like Megas were okay. I don't think we'll see Megas either. Not in BDSP. I don't think we'll see any. I think we're just gonna have pure. It's gonna be Gen 4 mechanics. I truly think that the games will not be much more than Diamond and Pearl, but in 3D. I think people are putting too much into this idea that there's gonna be changes. I think Game Freak has tried experimenting on some stuff in the past and has been just flamed for it by the community, and they just don't want to do that anymore. I think that's part of why we didn't get traditional Sinnoh remakes, or like traditional remakes, you know? I think they're kind of like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, people care too much about Sinnoh for us to, like, tweak it. So it's either got to be a game that's a spin-off, or it's got to be identical. Like, identical to the original Sinnoh. Like, it won't even be in, like, how the remake Oras is kind of, like, in this whole, like, multiverse kind of deal with Pokemon, where it's, like, someplace, like, this is a Hoenn where Megas were found kind of thing, right? Like, I don't think we'll see Megas. I don't think we'll see him. This seems very much to be, here's Sinnoh again, with the one change being you can, like, walk diagonally. Like, quality of life changes. Seems to be the only kind of things they're changing, and they gotta change the UI because there's no bottom screen. I don't think we're gonna see much aside from that. Might be a daycare system for the PC, like a barn or something. Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm thinking, Juan. Like it's old. It's olden times. There's no computers. There's no way to digitally store your Pokemon. Like, they've got to stay somewhere. Want an open Sinnoh? Gmax's had better designs than Megas, in your opinion? I wasn't a big fan of Dynamaxing or Gigantamaxing in terms of a concept, personally. I think personally, Megas were a better concept. I'm not arguing the design or anything. That's definitely just a subjective opinion, and I don't really know necessarily which I would choose in terms of which ones are better, you know? So I don't really have an opinion in terms of which ones are the better designs. I think Megas was a better concept as far as, like, a mechanic. Only like Gmax Lapras. I don't even know what most Gmaxes look like. One of my biggest complaints, I think, with Gmax has just been the fact that, and this is something that probably would have happened with Megas too in some form or fashion. Was like how a lot of the Gmax Pokemon are like these rotating event kind of things. It's like, that's not really what I want. You know? That's not something I'm really feeling, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, this idea of, like, limited time things in general is, like, to me. Like, I want the more stuff that is internet based and limited event, the less these games are going to age well, right? Like, with the exception of a very small subset of games, or a small set of event Pokemon, I can pick up my Game Boy with Emerald in it from 2004, or 2005, I guess, because it's Emerald. But I can pick up Emerald and just play it exactly like it was when it came out. Where, like, some of these Gmax Pokemon, it's like they're on, like, a rotation based on the internet. Hey, Just Art, welcome to the stream. Remakes should have been in the Megaverse, like Oras. Who would have complained about new Sinnoh Megas? I don't know, man. Some people I still don't think like them. I just think that Game Freak really wanted to play it safe as much as, I don't know, maybe sometimes playing it too safe backfires as much as taking a risk. Playing it too safe can be risky. They really wanted to play it safe, and they really, really wanted it to just be Sinnoh. Exactly how people remember it, because people like Sinnoh how it was. I don't know. I would have liked seeing some Megas in, like, an actual, like, remake, but if we saw an actual remake, it would have been Dynamax. The gimmicks always seem to be generational, not the remakes, or like the gimmicks seem to be generational, not regional. So I don't think we would have seen Megas if we had gotten, like, the Gen 8 Sinnoh games that I was kind of expecting. Now that I think about it, Lucario movie, maybe the staff Lucario was stuck and was possibly the first Pokeball. Maybe. And yeah, how's it going, Just Art, by the way? Good to see ya. Another roulette buddy indeed. Doing way too many shiny Dynamax events. Like, yeah, that's kind of the thing where it's like, I get the idea. I get what they're doing. They're using the internet to keep people playing the game, to keep people in the game, you know? But that's definitely kind of where I see my issues kind of come in, are largely when you have the situation of, like, here's this shiny that, like, indistinguishable from other shinies. It just happens to be, like, a 1 in 25 chance to happen in a raid now. And it's like, that's insane. That's insane odds. And I think that kind of comes down to a little bit of selfishness, I think. A little bit of selfishness in terms of, like, oh, well, I don't want people to be able to get it that easily. I worked this hard for it and stuff. But I also think this is one of those times that makes sense. It's like, no, I did work for this. Why are you making these events? Part of why I like shinies is that they're rare. Mega Empoleon Happy Feet Edition. There you go. There you go, JT. Super Saiyan Edition for Mega Infernape. If Megas do come back in the Diamond Pearl remakes, maybe Flygon won't hit his Mega that it deserved. I mean, I guess, yeah, we could get Megas. It isn't impossible. Like how they played it safe, but they also gave us what we wanted with Legends. I think it made a lot of sense. I think if we had just gotten Legends, people would be very concerned, and we would have a lot of people upset that they didn't get Diamond and Pearl again. Because there's a group that wants, you know, I really think it's kind of like, in general, I'm probably like putting my own thoughts onto it too much, but like, people wanted to see Sinnoh redone in 3D, all like beautiful, like, and in this whole new light, right? But they also want, like, they don't want the game to be messed up. They want dungeons to be the same. They want Cynthia to be just as hard, like, you know, all this stuff. And it's kind of like, the current formula for Pokemon doesn't allow for that. So they said to make 2 new games with an old formula and a completely new formula. Are shinies easier in Dynamax Adventures? It is a 1 in 100 chance that any given Pokemon will be shiny. If you have the shiny charm. So if you have the shiny charm, 1 out of every 25 raids will have a shiny. On average. With, like, if you're hunting for that specific legend at the end, 1 out of every 100 raids will have, like, that end Pokemon be shiny. If that makes sense. I am good without it. I am good without that Chansey. When the Sword Shield games loses the internet, then there's almost nothing to do in the games. Yeah, like, you have the shiny hunting, you have local battles. Because, like, local internet will continue to work. I mean, as long as you have a Switch that's able to connect with another Switch locally, then you're fine with that. That's going to stay good. You're good there. But yeah, you do end up in this situation where it's like Dynamax Adventures won't fully work. At least not, like, to the extent that we're doing them now, which that's not that surprising. That's fairly common for eventually the online service to be cut. And, like, trading won't work as well. That stuff's normal. At that point, the games go back to being kind of where they are now, but, like, some of these raids don't work as well, right? Like, it's kind of one of those situations, like, you know, I get how we get all these cool features when we, like, are able to hook up to the internet, but then we won't at some point. We won't be able to at some point. That's a genuine thing to take into consideration, and that's why I like that from the looks of it. Legends looks single player. It looks like that game is single player. And so outside of, like, maybe mystery gifts or something, it's single player. The internet going out can't ruin the fun. Or if you're Puffin, it's 1 in 100,000. How's it going, Puffin? How's it going, my friend? How'd your stream end up going? I had to drop to make some food before I started streaming. But good to see you, Puffin. Crab Rave again? Heck yeah. This is the 3rd Dynamax adventure in a row we fought Vileplume. It's a good one for using against FINI. I'm not going to complain. People call you stupid for saying Dynamax adventures are 1 in 25 when they really just don't understand odds. It's like this situation where you're trying to like kind of explain how it's like the Pokemon are 1 in 100, but that means that if you're encountering 4 Pokemon, it's 1 in 25, and like they're probably taking that you're saying like that if you're going for FINI, like you are now, that FINI is 1 in 25. It's like now FINI's 1 in 100, but it's 4 in 100 that there's any of those 4 Pokemon shiny. God odds starter could be 8 years. When the internet goes, get used to that Soul Rock trainer and the Togepi user. Oh man, I didn't even think about it. Oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Dynamax Adventures would still run locally, but yeah, most of the time you're gonna be with AI unless you can get 4 people together with switches at that point. Oh yeah, Puffin, how far did you get on Chimchar today, encounter-wise? With the monkey. Understanding odds, like unlike some streamers, it's weird. It's weird when you're trying to talk about it this way, right? Like we're hunting for FINI, so that hunt is 1 in 100. But I expect a shiny of some sort every 25 raids, which has stayed fairly true. We got, yeah, we've gotten them right around odds, honestly, most of the time. I think Swoobat was at like raid 26 or something. Bulu was at 58, and Clang was at like 20 or like 24 or something like that. Like, I've been very average on these odds, I feel, with the Dynamax adventures so far. Like the Heart Gold Soul Silver starters, they're yeah, 1 in 8192 independently, yeah, but you're hunting them at 3 in 8192. Unless you would just reset over something, or if you're gonna if you need Totodile and you're just gonna phase on Cyndaquil and you're gonna keep going. Overall, the average to find a specific ones, yeah, 1 in 8192. Usually get about 100 resets done in 2 hours for Chimchar. That's what breaks book readings and just stream stuff. I gotcha. At least it's in Platinum. It would be so much harder in it'd be so much worse in Diamond and Pearl. I know that one's so much harder to do the soft resets for. You don't know what where you're getting, which means fun times. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean this is one of those hunts where you gotta go in ready to accept any of the 3. Hack trick: if you have 4 real people, it's 100% for a shiny, supposedly. There we go. Then we gotta get a 4th person in here. All right, yeah, I'm good with that. Vileplume's a pretty good take. Honestly, yeah, take it over Gloom. Just basically get the better stats. Yeah, that works really well. Pearl and Diamond are terrible for soft reset. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want just one boost. We'll just use Shell Bell. Yeah, I'll say the worst hunt I've done that I totally wasn't expecting. I knew it was gonna be rough. I didn't realize. I should have realized how rough it was gonna be. And it's why I haven't finished it. Because I thought I got the hard part out of the way, but I did not. The hard part for Manaphy hunting isn't gathering the eggs. You can do that in like 6 hours an egg, which is not bad. It's the fact that like I'd only find like 10 Pokemon, or like I'd basically hatch like 10 to 20 Manaphy for a 2-hour stream, and it's like that's too slow. Because they all hatch at once, and then there's another like hour before you hatch anything again, and I was not having that. That one was not enjoyable. I gotta go back to it at some point. I want to find it. I mean, who wouldn't want to find a shiny Manaphy on stream? Like, that would be insane. But I don't know. That's one of those hunts where it's just like, it doesn't stream well. OG Sun and Moon is very terrible for starter soft reset though. True. That whole animation you gotta go through. That sort of been awesome if like you could see the shininess in the like the video, but you know that's all pre-rendered. Like the amount of unspoken teamwork required in Dynamax Adventures, it's like I'm talking with chat more than I'm talking with the people that I'm actually like working with here. I trust you guys. I also am a terrible leader for this because I don't actually know good strats. If you're doing math right, it's about a 25% chance that you've gone as long as you have without shiny Regigigas. That probably sounds about right. The odds are way higher that you're gonna get it, and it's a bell curve, right? It's a bell curve for the statistics of when like you're gonna encounter something with those odds. Peaking at about a 50% chance, right around odds or right on odds. I think Some improves it a little bit. Actually, yeah, no, Ultramoon. No, Ultra Sun has the exact same problem. They actually slowed down the game just to make sure it was the same length. Don't know the shiny charm, so it's 1 in 75 for you. Yeah. So it's 1 in 75, and then 1 in 300 for specific, for like the legend at the end specifically. Stats are funky. Yeah, I had a class on him. I didn't do very well in it. Ironically, since I was already shiny hunting at that point, I dealt with stats every day after class. But I didn't do that well in the class on him. You can't join the next one? That's all good, Lightshade. That's all good. Wonder what the hardest Dynamax Adventures boss is? Probably Zygarde. Zygarde's ridiculous. You gotta, like, battle a well-statted Pokemon until it's down to, like, a third health, and then it re-heals and has better stats. Like, Zygarde's ridiculous. My money is on Zygarde being the hardest Dynamax shiny. Or Dynamax boss. Therefore also probably one of the hardest Dynamax shinies to get. Captain Toad in Mario Galaxy 1. I just kind of exist. In the future all makes sense, but not right now. How close is this thing getting? Still looks like it's got away. At least it's got the 4x weakness. True, yeah. 4x weakness is nice. And then you're just like crossing your fingers that you get enough Pokemon that have that kind of move. Do you just put the code into the code to join the next one? Yes. So basically, when you go into Dynamax Adventures, it'll ask for a code, and then you can just put in the code, and it should join you in with me. Also, I'm gonna go buy more Pokeballs, guys. This is... Wow, that was lucky. I wasn't paying attention. So, it'll be a minute before we do the next one. I gotta go buy more Pokeballs. I have none. This is my last Pokeball. Wow. Alright. Another FINI down and out. Imagine having 0 Pokeballs. Shake my head. I mean, I have other types of Pokeballs, I just don't use those. Alright. So, alright, I'm gonna buy some more Pokeballs real quick. Last Pokeball maybe, shiny, right? Man, what would have really stunk is if I was like 1 Pokeball short. I had to catch FINI in something, so I just threw like a Great Ball at it or whatever. Like, alright, I mean... You know... Oh well, we have to use 1 Great Ball. Odds are it's not shiny, we'll just go grab Pokeballs and come back. But then, I don't know, I was like, no. That one was the shiny. Captain Toad's crewmate says he's not a great leader and runs away from danger. Yeah. I believe it. Should use Premier Balls, they pay for themselves, but I catch everything in Pokeballs. I'm also lazy and flew like 30 feet. But no, like, I catch everything in Pokeballs. Every Pokemon I've ever caught, I've caught in a Pokeball. Or not every Pokemon, but like, every Pokemon in my collection. Let's just buy 200 for now. Alright, here we go, here we go. Slide back over to the den. It's also promoted by Peach to be general, something like special like that. Interesting Mario lore. I was unaware of this. Alright. Nope. I just need to talk to them. Let's find FINI again. I'll get the code put in for you guys. And feel free to join up if you want to participate in the raid. I hit A too many times. Oh no! That's always unfortunate. Yeah, let's find FINI. Four, 2, 5, 5, 4, 2, 5, 5. Okay. Yes, invite others. I now will not hit A, so feel free to join up, guys. Sezzy, what's going on? You bought the DLC for Sword and are now playing the game. Which DLC should you play first once you beat the game? I actually haven't even played Isle of Armor, so I can't give a suggestion. But play Crown Tundra if you want to do Dynamax Adventures. It's like one of the first things you unlock. Alright, Scott Jr. has joined up. Welcome, welcome. We got Just Art in here as well. Awesome. If we can get one more, guys, we've got a full party. And that'd be awesome. We can get going right away. One day, when you get a shiny, your supposed Pokeballs will fail me. Oh, really? But yeah, so says the I recommend. Alright, we got Wake. Let's go, guys. Let's go. But yeah, I recommend playing Crown Tundra first, because within like 15 minutes of playing Crown Tundra, you will have played far enough to be able to join up in these. I'm probably going to keep Vikavolt this whole time. We got a full party! So hype! So hype! And we're on 900 or 1900 Regigigas, guys. Hopefully it doesn't go to 2000. If we can get into the next 100, that'd be amazing. I don't see anything super great. Fortunately, we're actually not too terribly set up to just go through. Water's probably gonna be the better typing here to just run through. 2 in a row, nice. That's the luck. It's a sign one. It's a sign that the shiny's coming up soon for you. All right, we got this, guys. We got this. Let's just make this run happen fast. Go ahead, Dynamax and Max Lightning here. Lay down some serious damage right up front. Tomorrow you're getting your 3DS back from a friend after you let him borrow it. Then you'll be able to transfer all your past mods to Gen 8 and hopefully get your shiny charm. Awesome, Wake! Awesome. Yeah, once you have that shiny charm, man, that'll be awesome, dude. Get all the shinies. Could have used the Steel or Poison type. Yeah. That would have been nice to have, but not having it isn't the end of the world. We got, what? We have 2 lightning, or not lightning type. We have 2 electric types. I keep saying Max Lightning, and that just makes me say lightning type. We have 2 electric types, and an ice type. We're not poorly set up here for FINI at the end of this. And it looks like we can just run through water types on the way up there, so I'm not like super concerned about this. It's not like this isn't one of those like golden runs or anything where we get like 3 electric types in a row and we started out with a Raichu and the rest were ground, so like we can just continuously wipe them all the way through, you know? Like, sometimes you have those runs. Sometimes those are really, really cool. But I feel like this is a very just like casual, safe run here. this time. A lot of people are hating on the Diamond Pearl remakes due to the art style, but feel like once those games come out, everyone will love them despite it. You'll have to... A lot of it will be because there's the people who already who already like it, and there are already the people who dislike it. And you're gonna have people afterwards who don't like it, and they just won't play them as much. I feel like, that's what'll probably happen. Yeah, I'm good without it. So yeah, that'll happen. But I also think there's still a little bit of time. There's not a whole lot of time. It's not like we have up until like the day before release for them to be tweaking some of these things. I say flying for the item. Unless there's something else I totally missed beyond that. But yeah, my thoughts are like, you already have people who are going to like it, and you have some people who are on the fence who I think, and in general, like, I personally feel that lighting engine is one of the few things that you can kind of update later on, unless there's something horrifically wrong with, like, the lighting changing and stuff, and, like, it's required to be that way. Excuse me. Sorry for that yawn. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it on Friday, like, the Pokemon community is so big that its vocal minorities are louder and bigger than entire fan bases of other games. So you're bound to see people who don't like certain things. And I think Sword and Shield having genuine issues and situations like Dexit split the community in a way that, like, it's hard to, like, you end up in this situation where, like, some people are just completely disillusioned to anything Pokemon and just dislike the entire concept of, like, if it isn't perfect, it's bad. So, like, that gained a lot of traction, I think. It's like just kind of a mentality in some parts of the Pokemon community, and a lot of people just kind of faded out of that, and it kind of just makes that one part just kind of resonate within itself louder, and so you hear it more. I think that genuinely happened. It kind of split the community. And I think it makes it where whenever you go on to certain forums and stuff, like, it's just immediately just, like, negativity towards it, which I get. I'm not saying, like, criticizing a game's bad. I'm just saying, like, you're bound to find it in certain places. You know, that's just how it be. Love how everyone just forgot about Dexit? Nah. Some people did. But a lot of people didn't care in the first place. And the thing is with a lot of, like, boycott this series kind of things, like, this is horrific, I can't do it. It's like, the people who are the most upset are the ones who care about it the most, who are, like, the most likely to play it, right? Like, the people most upset about the Dex getting cut, about Dexit, is a very large overlap with the group that is gonna pre-order both copies of the game. Raise his hand on honesty. Like, I was very upset at the idea of, like, the Dex being cut down. Clearly, the part of Pokemon I like is catching them all. I have thousands of hours put into a collection that I wanted to, like, have all in one place that was on a cartridge and not on home. So, like, to me it was this moment of, like, oh, no, you know? Like, it's like, I dislike this. Jinx, I guess? I don't know. Never forgot they just don't care right now. I know plenty of people who still... I'll end up in conversations in other, like, chats and, like, some, like Discord servers I'm in and stuff, and, like, people there will... Pokemon will come up, and the DLCs especially are a touchy point just because it's like, well, you didn't even have all the Pokemon in the base game, now you want me to pay to have them come back. It's still there. The people who, you know, respond, hashtag bring back the national Dex underneath every single Pokemon Twitter account post, like... Eventually, they stop. Like, that's bound to happen, but... I don't think people stopped caring. You know? I think it's still very much something people care about. But yeah, like, right at this moment, seeing as the Diamond and Pearl games are faithful remakes and look very much like they're just Diamond and Pearl, it looks like what we're gonna see is the exact same Pokemon availability as we had in Diamond and Pearl. Don't expect to see a Rowlet or a Vanillix or a trying to think of another Phalanx or an Impidimp or a Garbodor. Don't expect to see any like new Pokemon. Just don't. That's not gonna happen. Right? So there's not a reason to be upset there. And then Legends is a similar situation of like it's all the Pokemon that were in Sinnoh. Aside from this professor having gone out and picking up 3 Pokemon from other regions to use as a starter, which I think is a really cool idea. I mentioned earlier in the stream, like, I think it's a really cool concept that the starters are from another place. But aside from those 3 Pokemon, which now just have a story reason for you not seeing anywhere else aside from you having it, don't exist. Like, only things there are Pokemon that are native to Sinnoh. So neither of these games really fit the bill for having issues with Dexit, right? I think faithful 1-to-1 remake of the game is for the graphics, not the game. Since it's a Porygon Z, it isn't in the trailer, but it's in the DP Pokedex, but it is in the Platinum Dex. Interesting catch there, says he. Interesting catch. I definitely think it's for graphics, gameplay, I would say too. So maybe you have a little bit more. I'm good without it because I do remember them mentioning at one point that like the Dex the Dexes were the same as Diamond and Pearl, which made me go, huh? I guess Platinum Pokemon aren't there, but I guess maybe they are. Gonna take Gorgeist? All right. Yeah, so that's a good catch, Sezzy. That's a very good catch. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Like what that truly ends up becoming. Also, guys, if you haven't left a like on the stream, I would appreciate it if you did. Let's see if we can get to 10 likes on the stream today. That would be super awesome if we could do that. It helps out a lot with YouTube letting YouTube know that people like the stream. Hey, we hit 10 likes. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing. Alright. Spark Stab. Maybe. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. We got this, guys. We got this. Oh no, why'd FINI hit me? Oh no, it was a crit. Oh no, I'm trapped. Nice. Good damage, good damage. Ask for 20. Yeah, let's get to 20, guys. We got 8 people in here, but we can do it. Nah. The real question here is, can we get to 20 viewers? I can't remember the last time we actually had 20 concurrents that wasn't like a spike from a raid. That'd be awesome to hit again. That'd be awesome just to have like a consistent 20 viewers again. That'd be really cool. Not that it's like a super big thing, you know, like, well, it's a big thing, but it's not like it makes or breaks like the stream or makes it any different. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, no matter how many of you are here. On the website for the remakes, it also says these remakes include easy-to-understand, player-friendly conveniences of the modern Pokemon series, plus up-close and personal Pokemon battle scenes. Okay. Because I noticed, like that was one thing I did notice, was, like, the motion was handled, you know how the motion was kind of handled, where, like, you had 8 directions of movement. Lightshade, welcome back. Hope you're still doing well. But yeah, I noticed like you could move at diagonals and stuff, and like like that kind of fix, but it very much seems like it is Sinnoh with the same layout of the modern games, or with the same layout as the original games. Excuse me. Up close and personal. You're able to punch Pokemon now. The rating is E10+. No, but yeah, nah, it's very interesting to see how they went about it, and it'll be very interesting to kind of see what is a little bit different, I guess, because yeah, faithful 1-to-1, I guess. I don't think they ever said 1-to-1, but they said faithful, so I guess really that's what they're kind of leaning into, was like the, hey, we didn't change too much. You're trying to poison it and I'm trying to freeze it? No, I'm not trying to poison it at all. It can't be poisoned. I was just trying to hit it. His hands are rated E for everyone. All the fighting types be like. They did say 1-to-1? Okay, I must have missed that part. I need to watch that whole video again. For one, the little opening animation of the 25 years thing was really cute. I loved that. That was so cool. I really, really like that. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Like that video was cool. I need to watch it again. That video made me super hyped for what was coming up and everything. Yeah, that was really nice. So I just need to watch that whole thing again and like pay a bit more attention, because it was relatively early on Friday morning. I wasn't able to give it my full attention. Unless you're pretty sure. They did say faithful. That much they did say. They did mention faithful, which kind of is putting emphasis on this idea of it being like a 1-to-1 remake. Didn't see Rangers in the 25-year intro. Sad times. Very sad. But Rangers is so good. Your finger hurts. Oh no. Yeah, I mean that's what happens when, you know, that kind of thing. Fingernails are super sensitive. Alright, FINI's paralyzed. We got this, we got this. So close, we're so close, guys. Thought it wasn't the... No, it was! Yeah. Yeah, they showed the circling. That was in there. That was definitely in there. Yeah, you're right, Wake, it was there. Hold on, what does this mean? Oh, okay. It's like, what does Pokemon mean here? I never actually clicked that. I was like, I don't think that does anything. Yeah, they like explicitly showed the circling. I was like, haha, yeah, that was there. They never included the GS ball. Conspiracy. Johto remakes confirmed. Alright, guys, FINI down and out. GG's all around on that one. Let's catch this thing. Let's see what we got. And then if it's not shiny, we'll go on for another. And if it is shiny, we'll just go for a different Tapu. FINI down and out. You would kill for some Johto remakes, but we already have Johto remakes. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything drastic. Just pay offensively large amounts of money for them. My copy of Heart Gold remains my most expensive Pokemon game. I got a complete inbox with all the paperwork and with a Pokewalker. Most expensive Pokemon game I've purchased to date. I almost opted today, but taxes weren't quite enough to do that. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Kanto got 3.5 remakes. I mean, Johto could get one in another gen or two. I could totally see Let's Go happening. And the thing is, honestly, with Let's Go games, they don't need to update the engine. Let's Go, as an art style, is perfectly fine as it is. I actually really like the art style of Let's Go, and I think it's almost a little bit timeless, right? I genuinely think Let's Go could, like, always keep that art style. 42554255 is the link code again, guys. Join up. But they could keep that art style for many generations, and it would work just fine. See you later? Alright, well, see you later. Thank you so much for joining in with that last raid. I was happy having you here. Gotta say, from what little you've replayed, Sword and Shield are fun. I think the games get hated way too much, just because of Dexit. I can understand that. I can understand that. All right, we got a full party again, guys. I definitely think Dexit is what put everyone really in that kind of situation of really disliking it, and I personally think it makes a little bit of sense, right? Because what Dexit did wasn't necessarily make people immediately hate the games. What it did was make people more critical of lack of polish in the games, if that makes sense. Because the reason they gave for not all the Pokemon being in the games was we're trying to polish the games more. You know, we're trying to make everything look better. And it's like, people were perfectly fine with, we're going to go this way. I hope I don't get wrecked. Vaporeon's going to have to carry through this Carkol battle. But I think a lot of people were totally okay with, like, Scorbunny having, like, a basic little animation at first. And then they announced, hey, not all the Pokemon are coming over, because we want to, like, make sure we get these Pokemon that are in right with, like, great animations and stuff. And then I went, wait, hold on. This was a generic animation. So I think it put more of a critical eye on the game because of the reasons they gave for Dexit not being there. I don't think Dexit itself made people completely, you know, forget these games and made them, like, immediately hate them. Some people, yes, but I think in large part it was just, be straight with us, tell us the real reason, you know? I think that's what it kind of came down to. At least that's my perspective. That's my perspective. I might be totally wrong. That's where I kind of am coming from, like, my view on why the games get what they get in terms of reception. But in general, like, the games aren't terrible. I can agree to that. It's not like they're a dumpster fire of a game. I just also think, like, the games should have had a little bit more a little bit more polish to them if we were gonna see not all the Pokemon, right? Yo, Vanillix, welcome to the stream, man. Now declare this emoji to be the shiny luck emoji. Well, then we need to get our own version of it and make it a member emote. That's such a weird one, though. Just realized your typo. Missed yesterday's stream because you fell asleep. All good, man. All good. We didn't actually stream yesterday, but Friday stream, I gotcha. Yeah, man. Good to have you here, though. Now you can speak about your thoughts on the presents. Yeah, go for it. Brilliant Diamond Gang. I think Sinnoh remakes look fine. It's early footage, so it's bound to change. I think the games look fine from overhead, and it's an art style that'll grow on people. It definitely was something that I guess a way to put it is, I don't know if anyone else gets this, but there's sometimes where, like, food will be cooking, or, like, when I lived at home and, like, someone actually cooked food and it wasn't just me microwaving food for myself, but, like, my mom would be cooking food and I would, like, kind of, like, walk in my room and smell, like, the like, you know, smell, like, floating up the stairs, and I'd be like, oh, what's that? It would be like, oh, that smells terrible, and then I realized, oh, wait, no, it's, like, cinnamon cookies. I'm like, oh, that smells great. And it's like, you know, where it's like, you don't expect it, so it's just immediately off-putting until you realize what it is, and then you go, oh, okay. So maybe that's kind of what we're seeing with this, with these graphics. And if my mom is watching, she knows of the streams, I don't think she watches them. They smell great. The cookies would smell great. It's just, you know, that initial hit, I promise. But, like, you kind of know what I'm saying there. Like, it's not what we were expecting, so you have this moment of, like, immediate, hold on. That you kind of, like, push it away, like, whoa. And then you get used to it a little bit. I think it's a little bit of that. Because it was like, hold on, why does this game look like, I think someone mentioned, like, a Lego character, like a minifig. It's kind of right. Like, it's like, why did it look so strange, you know? But it's like, oh, because from overhead it looks identical to what it used to look like. And so I think as long as they hold those shots overhead more so, I think it'll look fine. It just looked really weird, that angle that they showed off Dawn at. And I don't think it's going to change a lot, but it might just be the lighting that changes, and the lighting can make a big difference. I wish Eevee itself had an evolution, and the Type Evos had second evolutions. Like, Eevee just had, like, a normal evolution that was just, like, bigger Eevee. And then, like, we had other versions of, like Vaporeon evolved beyond that. That'd be interesting. I don't know how you would pull that off, but that'd be interesting. I'm wondering if we'll ever see a new evolution again. Like, we'll see a new one, like, in Gen 9 or something. Or who knows, maybe Gen 9 might not even happen in, like, the traditional way, right? Like, at this point, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen going forward? Pokemon Company finally listened and let some other one than Game Freak make a Pokemon game. They did, that's true. I mean, I think it really just comes down to, at this point, like, it seems like it's the company that made Home, and it's still being directed by Masuda, so it's not that far out of house. But yeah, just saving that development time. I think what it came down to is like, look at how much the community wants an open world game. I again stand by my general hesitation towards it, but I think Legends actually will work in the sense that it is. I like Legends as a concept, as a subset of games, to pull this desire for open world away from the general community, you know? That's my kind of feeling on that. It's like, please, just something to keep it out of, like, people being like, we need open world Pokemon, because I don't feel like we really need all Pokemon games to be open world, but different discussion. But so I think, like, they're like, look, people want open world Pokemon. We can do open world Pokemon. Our devs are bored of this normal formula. We want to do something else. Let us do this, but we still need to put out, like, a true remake here. And so I think they were able to kind of go, look at the community, look at what the two biggest groups of the community want. Diamond and Pearl remakes, open world game. Separate them, because they're going to be terrible in a single package. And let's make two games. And I think they were able to convince them with that. Masuda's watching over, which they were expecting. Yeah, I mean, that was the game that Masuda was the original director for. That was a game that he would know inside and out. And honestly, as much as it's not Game Freak, I almost guarantee you a lot of the team that would normally want to work on the core Pokemon mechanics went there. Or, like, working with this other dev for this project. That would be my guess. I don't know what that means for the in-house team for Legends, but I don't know. But it does make things interesting. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited for these. Hesitantly excited, I guess, is really the way that I'm putting it. Or hesitantly optimistic, I think is the best way to put it. I want them to be good. I think they will be good. I understand the track record of the past few games and that they're not the best. So, like, maybe we can kind of take steps in, like, certain directions, you know? Why Dawn running around Sinnoh without winter clothing? Pokemon actually experienced global cooling. Or Sinnoh did. Yeah, so it actually used to be a pretty tropical place, and that's what we're going to explore. And then Arceus came along and just wrecked it all. Or Arceus. I guess they're really pushing the official pronunciation of Arceus with Legends. Berserker for the item. And Gabe, I recommend you take this. You're gonna do great against it, but then take it. Because Charmeleon's not gonna do great against FINI. Legends, bro, they're finally changing up the formula and mixing it up. And it's a spin-off. It's a spin-off game with a title that could lead to a series. I'm excited. I'm excited there. I hope that it's good, so I can hope for more. That's my thought. And like, if Pokemon Legends continues to be an amazing like open world set of games, and it allows Gen 9 and potentially 10 or whatever, however far they keep going, to be true to original formula games, I'm happy. Because I mentioned this earlier in the stream too. I didn't mention it Friday when we were talking about it, but like, I don't get a whole lot of enjoyment out of other RPGs. They've never managed to like really stick for me. So I don't want Pokemon as a whole to continuously turn into what other RPGs are, because it means I probably won't enjoy it as much. You know, if that makes sense. So, like, it might just be that, like, Pokemon is my one focus with RPGs, and I can only focus on one. That might be the case, but I hope that we continue to see the traditional formula happen, but we can give some more focus to, like, games that at some point stop being considered spin-offs and start just being considered their own series in the Pokemon franchise. Legends is apparently considered main series. I would agree. That's kind of where I want to say it will be one of the main series. I think we could see a world where it's a new era of Pokemon. That's straight up what the like presentation said, is that we're entering a new era of Pokemon. And I genuinely think that might mean that, like, it's no longer this linear, like, line of games with little tiny offshoots. I think we might see multiple branches of games. If we get a Gen 9 that is focused on Australia or something, you know, like an Australia-based region like people were kind of thinking about with Gen 8, like, back when the rumors were floating around on that, if everyone remembers, or Africa or something. You know, like, we get, like, a new, like, traditional Pokemon game, but we also get Legends, which looks into, the next one could look into Jirachi more. Probably not Jirachi. Jirachi has movies and stuff, but, like, you look more into the origins of Groudon and Kyogre and their original quarrels or stuff like that. Like, that would be so cool. Like, so I really have my fingers crossed that Legends ends up being a success and being a good game. If it's a little rocky, and I'm not gonna like completely wave off any possibilities of like, oh, it's always gonna be good, or if it's bad, it's just a rocky start. Like, they gotta nail it. They have to nail it. Like, they need to nail this pretty dead on. But like, if one mechanic is a little clunky, it's like, hey, this is great. This one little thing's clunky, fix it. I mean, that's kind of what just happened in general. That happens in general with Pokemon. That's what should happen with games. Like, get 95% right, and then when you go to the next one, 95% of it's set up. Change 20%, fix that 5%, and hope that most of that 20% is good. Excuse me. I just nailed something. You know, so I'm fine with the games not being a perfect, like, 10 out of 10, but they need to at least be an 8, in my mind, for it to be, like, a success, I think. Really wonder how Legends will work, just catching Pokemon. It seems like that's the case. I don't know, we don't know enough about it. That's kind of where, like, my hype needle's been moving back and forth and being, like, really wary of, like, well, it could be terrible, you know? It could be the biggest flop ever. It could be this completely lifeless world with one little tiny town, and technically an Arceus story that you really don't see that much of. Like, you know, it could literally just be like the town, this like clouded and mist area that is where Arceus is, and you have to catch most of the decks and have a certain bond with your Pokemon, and you can go there, and it'd be like the most boring open world game ever. That could happen. That could be terrible, and they would flop so hard that no one would ever want a new one. Or it could be a great game, and like, it could happen either way. I hope it happens the good way. Because, man oh man, if they get Legends right, I think it will be one of the best Pokemon games in like the past decade. But they gotta get it right. Inhaled 25%. Yeah, that was the part that was wrong. I gotta improve my inhaling. Game Freak showed they can make good looking trees. Just a whole video that's just like cinema like shots, like this nice like all this nice cinematography that's just like floating around like trees. Like, look, these textures are at least equivalent to the Wii now. Can you see the trees in the Fairy Gym place? They outsourced those. I don't actually really remember those. The lighting in there was pretty cool, but that was really all I focused on. Guessing Masuda's stepping away from Legends and is gonna work on the remakes. I definitely think Masuda's gonna have most of his focus on the Diamond and Pearl side of this right now. I mean, in general, it's been clear that Masuda kind of wants to move. In general, a lot of the old staff of Pokemon kind of wants to move on, but also kind of don't, and you're in this weird situation with that. I mean, Omori directed the past 2 games already. Like, Masuda's just kind of the head, the figurehead at this point of Game Freak. Right? Like, he's not Ishihara, but it's Masuda. He's been the director since Gen 3. Like, he has been the director of the Pokemon games from, like, that, like, everyone knows and everyone's played. Like, the only ones he wasn't the director of were the first 2, up until, Yusum. Yusum was Omori, and I think Sword Shield were Omori as well. Oh, we're so close on FINI. So, like, yeah, I think Masuda's kind of stepping away, and he's just, like, the remakes make sense for him to direct, because he directed the originals, and they want to make him faithful. Switch fans are going super loud and it's hot. Oh no! Hopefully it's held up for FINI. Maybe it's just the epicness of the battle. It couldn't take it because it knows you're going to get a shiny. That means what if Omori is doing Legends? He might. It might also be someone else. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know all that much about these games yet. I think now we just gotta kind of wait until they do whatever kind of summer announcements they do. Have you already caught FINI Lightshade? Because you can only catch a legend once per save. So like you can battle FINI alongside me. If you have FINI already, you can battle it still, but it won't let you catch FINI again. No shiny FINI for us this time though. What if you release it? I don't know if that fixes it. Does anyone know? I don't want to tell you yes, because I don't think it's yes. And if you release it and it's not yes, that'd be unfortunate. But yeah, so basically you can only catch it once. Alright, we'll get into the radio in here, guys. We're going to do one more. This will be the final raid of the night, guys. We're going to find FINI again. Do you hear that the Diamond Pearl remakes have the NPC in Floroma Town that gives you the Gracidia for Shaman, and the NPC was only in Platinum? Nice. That'll be cool if they can work those events. Work the events back in with their items and their locations, please. Those were the cool events. Come on. I don't just need item and location. I want, like, quest to go find it, please. 55425. Oh no, not 422. 55. And invite and don't hit quit. So alright guys, join up if you want to go in on this FINI raid with us one more time. Smell they're adding platinum stuff. From what I think Sezi pointed it out. That Sezi pointed out was that Porygon Z was shown in one of the trailers, which means that platinum Pokemon are at least in here. And also, Sezi, I see you said, sorry I missed this, one of your favorite things about modern Pokemon games is that you can customize your character looks. I finally took advantage of that in Sword and Shield for the first time. Before that, like, I honestly just kind of left the character, because most of, like, the generic male characters, like, already looked like me. I mean, just straight up look at, like, Sun. Like, before all of this happened because of, like, quarantine, the, like, Sun character is what I would have customized mine to look like. Striped shirts, the hat, Well, like the hair. I think the only thing I changed with my Sun character was I changed the hair to be more like my hair. You're getting Platinum Pokedex too. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. Alright guys, we got one more spot. One more spot if you want to join up and participate in the raid. Think the Hall of Origins could come back in the remakes? Possibly. Anything that was in the original games is up for grabs, I think. And I honestly think them saying faithful means it's very likely that they're going to have, like, everything come back. Guys, post-game might actually exist. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. So I really, really think that them being faithful remakes, the fact that they've said faithful, and the fact that everything is so clearly one-to-one, I don't think they can cut anything. They can add, but I don't think they can cut. And even adding, I don't think they'll do much adding. Personally, I don't think they'll add that much. Like, even Megas might be a stretch. It was probably a stretch. But, like, I really think Megas would be a stretch for them to have. They might be there, but Faithful Remakes makes me think that Megas are too big of a change. But, like, I don't think they can cut anything. Distortion World? Possibly. It's kind of like Oras, where it had Emerald stuff sprinkled in. That's what I'm feeling. Like, they're really the one thing they did is like, hey, we can make these look like the old games too. I think is really what it is. Like, they wanted to... I think it makes sense that, you know, usually what happens, or what would happen with remakes, is they make a game, they realize the issues. I'm probably not going to keep Seismitoad. This has been a... man, this is not a great overall choice. Larian's probably the best one there. Oh boy, we got a Ditto. But, you know, like, Oras was basically Gen 6.5, right? Like, that's what it kind of ended up being, you know, where, like, they fixed a lot of the issues that came in Gen 6. Like, they fixed a lot of the Gen 6 issues. Okay, that's probably actually gonna be better. It's Mimikyu. But they fixed a lot of the issues from Gen 6 in Oras. They improved it and they made the engine better. I think it honestly might have been a situation like the things that the community's the most need to be fixed in the Gen 8 engine they couldn't do well enough to, like, do right by Sinnoh, and that's why it was just a complete overhaul start over. That might be it. Gonna hunt for Groudon? Alright, Lightshade, best of luck with that. And it's top down? Yeah. I think the art style works really well from top down, I think. I think it works well from top down more than it works from anything else. Alright, Sludge Bomb, I guess. I start complaining about not having the Orange Island Challenge thing and Emerald. Diamond and Pearl, maybe. Really want to shiny hunt Darkrai? That would be awesome. I know Mel was thinking about that too, if they'd let us, because we got her set up so she can do Darkrai at her leisure when through that DNS trick where someone has, like, the fake mystery gift server set up, so the game gets the legitimate item, but from, like, the fake server. We have that set up for her. That's it. Like, we don't have a... Like, so that's like how she has a Darkrai prepared to hunt. So it'd be really cool to have, like, one fully legit huntable. Dig the art style. Again, I think the lighting needs to be fixed up. The lighting, I think, really does need to be fixed up, but I don't think the art style itself is bad. Like I said, there was that initial kind of like, hold on. It was that, oh no. Because everyone kind of went in, I think a lot of people went in concerned that they were going to be Let's Go games, which I didn't think. But then we saw this, like, really cartoonish art styles, like, did they just do Let's Go? Fortunately, they did not. But I think there was part of that, where, like, the art style is associated with this immediate, oh no, reaction. Even if the oh no wasn't for a legitimate reason. I mean, you'll always find it on the, and now they might start complaining. I mean, are gonna start seeing people. If we don't get Gen 5 remakes immediately after whatever the next like mainline like main Gen 9 game is, then like people are if like yes, like Legends will come out. That'll be the last part of like the these are the Sinnoh remakes. Then if we get like a new set of games that are completely new region and everything, immediately people are gonna be like, the next games are Unova remakes, guys, and we're just gonna be hearing that constantly. At least that's what I'm assuming. We're already kind of hearing it. People want them. People wanted them. People are starting to have wanted those over the Sinnoh remakes that had been so long. But I mean, there's always going to be some people who want something and expect it to happen, you know? That's just bound. Post Malone concert was weird. I totally forgot that was happening. Like, I hadn't checked Twitter, like, all day. And then I checked and it was like, an hour until it happens from, like, the Pokemon Twitter account. And I was like, okay. I was like, oh yeah. And then, like, I realized it was, like, they were talking about, like, it happening at, like, 7 my time. And it was already, like, almost midnight. And I was like, oops, oh well. I think it was a weird concept, but I don't think it was, like... It was a weird concept in my mind to think of, or, like, to be told about, like, Post Malone doing a concert. I have nothing against the guy, just didn't seem like it would line up. But it kind of makes sense. I mean, he's, like... He's in the generation of, like, Pokemon players, like, or, like, the original Pokemon players. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense in that regard. He probably was like, heck yes, I'll do that. Wonder how they'll tackle Unova, how they will tackle Unova remakes since there's Black and White and Black 2 White 2. That's a good question, Says. That's a good question because like it's not the same as like Oras where they sprinkled in Emerald stuff. It's a different game. That's a good kind of thought. I don't know how they'd handle that. It'll for sure be interesting if it does ever happen. Yeah, I don't know, because like they'd only release a pair of games. I don't think they'd release 2 sets of remakes, but they'd have to like strike a balance of essentially like Ultra Black or like Vanta Black if they could somehow get the like rights to use that as a name of a game or something, and like Pristine White or whatever, and like whatever the like fake names would be. Whatever like hypothetical names are, like they'd only release 1 pair, but like how do you combine that content? Because it's 100% different games, different characters. What happens when you catch up with remakes? What do we remake next? What do you mean by catch up? Because my prediction's always been that it would be every other generation we saw a remake. Most likely combine them. DLC maybe, that's possible. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't see them putting 2 whole games, so DLC kind of makes sense, but, like, DLC for an entire extra game is, like, at that point, they put out another game. I don't know. That is a really interesting question, though. They would definitely combine it somehow. I just don't know how they would. Like, it would almost be like, here's your game, and then, like, you finish it, and here's a new game plus, like, of the second one. Right? At least that's my thought on it. Guys, we're almost at 2,000 on Regigigas. I hope this doesn't go as long as Azelf did. Azelf went for it forever. Technically, like 2 years. Because, like, I took that break, but... Yeah, as far as, like, actually hunting, I don't know. Like, I hope it just doesn't go as many encounters. You guys remember the O-Powers in Oras? I don't remember in Oras. I remember them being mentioned in X and Y. What if Regigigas is like Regice? Let's not have these bad thoughts. We don't need these thoughts. We don't need this negativity. No, I mean, I hope it's not. It totally could be. But, oh man, do I hope it's not. I only remember the O-Powers guy. Excuse me. From Y. Because I played through Y, like, right before Sword and Shield came out. And both. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But I don't remember him at all being an ORS. Alright, we just got Abomasnow here, guys. If we can get through Abomasnow, we'll be at FINI. I think we'll be okay. One with the cats. Oh man, I need to get in contact with Cinder and try to get the see, I know she mentioned doing the cat in a box, like, official emote of some sort. That'd be really cool. And I keep thinking about this, and I've got a couple, like, elements hidden that are completely incomplete, and I won't show them, like, of different, like, kind of things I'm trying to work on for the part of the screen, like, right, like, that way, you know? Like, kind of reorganizing it, putting a little bit more information there, and stuff like that, you know? So I'm trying to get all that set up. But, like, I always think about it, like, late at night, or, like, right before stream. So I'm trying to think about it, because I want to put a member goal of basically, like, whenever the next emote is. You know? Like, if that makes sense. Because I feel like that's still kind of the biggest thing that we've got going for us with the member emotes. Or with the memberships is like the emotes right now. I plan on putting more stuff out, like content-wise, video-wise. My desk is a mess, and like back there is a mess working on it. And like that's one of the other things, like credits and names and credits and whatnot. So I feel like the like emote unlock goals would probably be the goals to put down there now. Do we have 6 or 7 members now? I think 6. Yeah, 6. I think 6 sounds right. I'm good without that. Grass Ice is actually probably gonna be pretty good to take if someone wants it. I think we'll be okay going into FINI. You know, I think this is again one of those ones where we didn't get amazing stuff, but we didn't get anything like horrific. That works. That works. Make that 8. Oh. Oh. The suspense. New video idea. Ian tries to draw. I drew the Pokeball one. Tries to draw. Are you saying that I didn't succeed at it? I need to draw some more though. That's part of the reason why I got like the tablet I got. And I haven't like done anything in months. I think the Pokeball's the last thing I did. I'll show again. I think I showed this right at the beginning of the stream. This is related to the project. If anyone can figure out what the heck this is related to the thing I'm working on. Alright guys, we got this. FINI's gonna go down. And Regigigas is gonna hit 2,000. Alright. Yeah, we don't need to lower their speed stat at all. We just need to wreck them. Is it related to the DS thing? What DS thing? Yo, Lit G, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Any plans for more Among Us in the server anytime soon? I would love to do some more Among Us. I think last time we tried, I ended up, like, people were like, yeah, we'll join, and then, like, I was like, alright guys, well, I'll hop over in the Discord in, like, a minute, like, after the stream. And, like, I hopped over, and I added the sus role for it, like, the Among Us role, and, like, no one joined, and I was like, oh, okay. After, like, 30 minutes, I just, like, went back. I just, like, decided it wasn't gonna happen. Want to do some Among Us. Yeah, guys, I mean, feel free, even without me, set up Among Us in there. But man, I would love to do some Among Us with you guys. Because I don't know. I know the game's like losing a little bit of the interest, but like I haven't played it too much. I'm not burnt out. So I'm still waiting on that 8. We gotta build up some hype. Heck yeah, we do. It'd be fun to set up a stream or something for it, but I wanna do at least like a test run in the server first, you know? Make sure everything would be okay. So yeah, I mean, if we can figure out a time to do some Among Us in the server, I'd love to. Splatoon 2 video of Ian splatting people left and right. Yes. It's not working. Oh no. Why is that? Like, is it giving you an error? Do you have the Shiny Charm on both games? Yes, I do. I have the Shiny Charm in Sword, and I have the Shiny Charm in all of my Gen 7 games that I play on. So yeah, we got Shiny Charm mods here. That's so strange, man. Man, this song brings back memories. This is so many of these Monster Cat songs. I think I brought it up before when I listened to like the popular playlist here, like the greatest hits. Like, so much of this playlist is like the music I listened to while playing Rocket League in my freshman year of college. Just like takes me right back to that Pandora station I'd listen to in the dorm room when I was sitting in like a weird elasticy circle chair thing or like a dorm room desk. Took you forever to get shiny Tapu Fini. We have all the Tapu shinies. Hey, that's awesome! Congrats. The Tapus are such a great set of shinies. I'm so glad that they're huntable in Dynamax. I was so upset that like I was more upset that the Tapus weren't shiny huntable in Gen 7 than I was upset that or I was more upset about that than I was about like the Cosmog line not being huntable, even though I really wanted those as well. But man, the Tapus just look like such good shinies. Oh, we're so close on FINI, guys. We're so close. Alright. Last FINI of the night is down and out. Let's see if we could get a shiny with it. That'd be an awesome way to wrap up the stream. FINI down and out indeed, one indeed. But GG's all around. Great job on these runs. We had 100% success on our raid runs tonight, if I remember correctly. Shiny luck. Thank you, Lit. Thank you, Lit. I'm peeking over the box. Are we curious? Are we curious to see if it'll be shiny or not? It was fun. Oh, it was so much fun. I'm so glad you guys were able to join. I'm glad we had a couple full raids tonight. But we didn't get FINI on that run. Not totally surprised. We got a good ways to go before odds for FINI. But yeah, we're going to do one more Regigigas encounter here, guys. While we just save up and go through all the dialogue here on Sword. So I just want to make sure I don't forget that. And Regigigas wasn't shiny. No shinies for you either. Aw, man. Well, we'll just have to keep going for some more this week. But thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Thank you to anyone that liked, anyone that subscribed. And thank you to you guys for just hanging out and chat and talking. It's so much fun. It always makes it so much more fun when you guys are here. And it's so fun having everyone in the raids. But yeah, again, thank you so much. We'll be back again this week. I'm hoping tomorrow. I'm hoping to be a little bit more alive on the internet this week than I was last week. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And you subbed. Thank you, Lit. I really appreciate that. And yeah, so until next time, guys, take care.